Salute and welcome to the Stories and Cocktails podcast, where you'll enjoy an entertaining short story from acclaimed humor columnist Rob Kreider. Story time is the family portion of the show. Then we move on from the stories to the cocktails. This is where the alcohol and the not safe for work portion of the show takes over, as Rob and his wife /editor /muse Sara Kreider are taking some adult beverages and provide you with a behind the scenes recap of what really inspired the original story. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy yourself a round of stories and cocktails. Cheers.
This article's called Kill That Calorie by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. My wife, whom I love, is a little on the crazy side. I'm not saying she isn't a wonderful and loving woman, but she is a woman, and that says a whole lot right there. For instance, saying she's a woman is like saying that sometimes she can be moody or maybe a little irrational, and on small occasions, absolutely totally insane. This is not a put down, it is a fact of life. Women are strange creatures. They have to do things that men could never do, like have babies and pick out patterns. They also have to worry about this thing they call weight. Men just can't understand the constant and everlasting battle women have with weight. Men don't care about weight. They only care about things like beef, beans, and beer. They even like beer in their beans and in their beef. Men don't know how much they weigh, and they couldn't tell you in a million years how many calories are in a Big Mac. But my wife knows. She not only knows how much she weighs, she knows how much she weighs in the morning, at night, and during a full moon when the Earth's gravity changes by 0.00234 feet per second squared. My wife can tell you how many calories are in a breath mint, 4, and how many miles she has to run to burn off the 17 breath mints she ate and now feels super guilty about. That brings me to the word guilt. Men don't have it. Women wallow in it. Now don't get me wrong, women don't feel guilty about shopping all day and writing bad checks at the mall while you're at work, but they do feel guilty for eating a pretzel between lunch and dinner. When a woman feels guilty about cheating on her diet, she's going to be unhappy with herself, and we all know that misery loves company. Of course, there's absolutely no early warning system for men. I have no idea if my wife swallowed one too many Oreo cookies while I was at work. I just come home, say hello, and she starts to cry and says that I think she's fat. We need to come up with a signal or something so I know when to come into the house wearing a jacket full of compliments. Maybe a big white flag on the side of the house with a picture of a jelly donut on it. That way I'll know which days have become a bad diet day. To try and figure out my wife, I decided to diet with her. I wanted to feel her pain, the hunger, the guilt, and maybe even some of the hot flashes. I wanted to get a better understanding of what it was that made the ladies so crazy. I thought this would make my wife the happiest person on the planet. I decided to listen to what she had to say about her body's ability to metabolize a milk dud. I even said I would try some of that diet food she's always wanted to make me eat. As an experiment in marriage, I joined the rest of America and began a diet that I would never stick with. After about 2 days, I finally realized why women were so moody. They were hungry. It's no way to live. I road raged 3 people on the way home from work because I was in a hurry to eat dinner. I would dream about food. I started to salivate when a pizza commercial came on the television. I began to get cravings. I was a mess. I started weighing myself 4 times a day, sometimes before and after I went to the bathroom. My mood for the day would directly correlate to the numbers on the scale. I was a slave to that scale. I started to look at myself in the mirror and scrutinize my beer belly. I started trying on 3 or 4 outfits before I left the house. I was searching for the horizontal slimming stripes or the neutral slimming colors. I was slowly losing my mind. But at the same time, I will admit, I was losing some weight. My wife and I would count calories and discuss the fat content of a single pinto bean for hours. I thought it was everything she ever wanted. I soon found out it wasn't. The one thing I wasn't counting on was this competition to lose more weight than the other person in the marriage. That's healthy. The moment I lost 1 more pound than she had, the fun was over. She started to sabotage me. I found her telling me that the cheddar cheese was low fat and the beer actually took calories out of your body. She would yell at me when I'd ask questions about nutrition and say that I was obsessing and I was going to become bulimic. She secretly put mayonnaise in my sandwiches. I couldn't figure out why she would turn on me like that. All she ever wanted was to talk to me about dieting. And now suddenly because I lost a few pounds, she would never discuss it with me again? So I had to do something drastic to save the relationship. So I ordered a pizza at 10 o'clock at night. I told her I loved her no matter what size she was, We sat in our bed and devoured an entire pizza together. We fell asleep with our bellies full of cheese and amongst the pizza crust crumbs in our sheets. God bless Pizza Hut. They deliver. By the way, I gained back all the weight it took me 3 weeks to lose in 1 hour.
Okay, folks, it's time to pop that top and let's get to those cocktails.
Hey, welcome to Stories and Cocktails podcast, drunken portion of the motherfucking show. This is a road show. This is an international show to kick off season 2, episode 1.
Season 2
of the Stories and Cocktails podcast. And do you know where we are?
We're in Jamaica.
No, we're in Jamaica, man.
Oh. I was actually so happy when you looked at me and you're like, do you know where we are? And I was like, okay, good. I'm just going to say Jamaica. I'm not going to end it in man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. No, seriously. Listen, I know that people say like, this is cultural appropriation. You shouldn't talk like that. But I was given permission by the bus driver. His name was Hudson. And he's like, yeah, man, you can say it. I'm like, no, but Hudson, I'm a white dude. Like, can I really say this stuff? Like, is someone going to punch me in the fucking face? And I don't know if he was actually setting me up to get punched in the face. But he's like, yeah, man, it's okay, man. Much respect, man. Irie, man. Smoke some ganja, man. I'm like, okay, I'm going to fucking do it. So now I'm all about talking like a Jamaican, man.
He only said 35% of those things.
Well, I'm quick to adopt.
35% of your story is accurate.
Well, that's on par for me.
But you adopted too much. So yes, our driver's name was Hudson.
Yeah, man.
He was awesome.
For sure, man.
So we're staying in Moon Palace in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. There's 2 ways you can get here. You can fly into the Ian Fleming Airport, which is a brand new airport.
Yep.
20 minutes away. Or you can fly into the Montego Bay Airport, which is a ginormous airport that's been there for a while. It's 90 minutes away. Everyone flies into Montego Bay. They take this 90 fucking minute shuttle. I did not. I flew us into Ian Fleming, 20-minute shuttle. We were the only people on that bus.
2 people.
2 people.
And God bless you, sister, because what I found out was, first of all, I love Jamaica, man. And it's fucking a great place, man. I love the Caribbean. We're on the 15th floor. I'm looking at the fucking Caribbean from our room right now. It's gorgeous here at Moon Palace. But the 20 minutes it took us to get here was fucking harrowing. And it's not really the fault of our Jamaican driver. He was great, but he was driving on what I call the wrong side of the road because this place used to be a British colony and they drive on the left side of the road. Well,
you told him
which I think is the wrong side of the road.
The second we got in. So he picks us up in this huge bus.
I don't remember telling him shit.
Yeah. So Hudson comes, he picks us up in this huge bus. There's the 2 of us.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like looking around like, okay, is anyone else getting on this bus? And he's just like, no one flies into this airport.
I'm here for you, man.
Because it's brand new. There's only like 1 flight a day. So here I am. Here you are. So now we have this personal driver in this huge bus, and you say right away, whoa, you're driving on the wrong side of the road, buddy.
I didn't want to die. I know our medical insurance doesn't cover us here.
And he's like, okay, ha ha ha. So then he gives us like this super nice tutorial on like all of Jamaica. He's talking about the housing market. He's pointing things out on the 20-minute ride. He's telling us about the city of Ocho Rios. He's absolutely phenomenal, fantastic. And then he tells us, I'm going to teach you 4 things to say. 4.
Okay.
And he says, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
No, man.
No, man.
Respect, man.
Much respect, man.
And you added the much. See?
Well, I'm always a bright sider.
This is why I'm saying that 35% of what you said was accurate. And then the 4th thing was,
Irie, man.
I can't even say it.
Because you're not adopting the culture like I am. I'm trying to speak like the locals here,
Well,
man.
he gave us 4 specific things that we were allowed to say. And you have just, first you added much, and then you forget the mon. So you're running around to every bartender, much respect. And they're just like looking at me like, okay, thanks. Take him and go. And
Take him and his rum punch and get the fuck out of here.
And I'm like, no, you're supposed to say respect, man, not much respect.
Respect, man.
Respect, man.
Respect, man.
And then it's a bright sunny day, man, and Jamaica, man, and there's the Caribbean, man. And I'm
Let's
just
get
like,
some ganja, man.
None of this was what Hudson taught you. Now I know why you failed Spanish in college. If this is how you acquire language, if these are your language acquisition skills, you fucking suck at it.
Well, I do. I'm a fucking, a dipshit white fucking American who doesn't know how to speak any language other than Jamaica, man. So basically, when you talked about how small that airport was, it was fucking small. Had 1 terminal, 1 baggage claim.
1 gate.
They kept referring to things with a number like it mattered. Like, well, you can pick your baggage up at baggage claim 1.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny part was it was the same person who checked our passport, checked our ticket, picked up our bag, got security, and then pushed the plane back. Like it's one person working at that airport.
Well, the gaslighting on this particular airport started in the sky when the flight attendant said, okay, you guys, just to update you, we'll be flying into gate 1. If you have any connecting flights, we're flying into gate 1. And I was like, connecting flights? This plane just flies back and forth between Miami and Jamaica, Miami. So I guess the connection would be you just get off for like a minute, you use the restroom, and then you get back on, you go back to Miami. I don't really know what we're doing here.
This plane also only comes once a day and only Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
This airport's open 2 days a week for one flight.
She's like, we're flying into gate 1. Like if you need to, update your travel plans, gate 1. And like a couple people who had obviously flown in before, they're like, there's only one gate.
It's only one gate.
And then the flight attendant, she kind of laughed and she's like, there might be.
Because she actually said she'd never been there before. It was her rookie flight, which was so funny. Because she kept saying like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't know. I've never been here before. And I was like, you're not really giving me a lot of confidence. But you know what? Pour me some more rum.
So then we get off and you're right. Like we're greeted by this very stressed out but friendly person. And she's stressed out because she parked the plane.
Yes. Pulled off my luggage.
She escorted us out. She's like, this way, this way.
When she escorted us out, we went down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
There was no
gate.
Bridge. You literally fucking walked downstairs like it was 1965.
Yeah. So when they say gate 1 is a parking lot behind a building.
Yeah. And they don't really separate the parking lot from the airstrip. You know what I'm saying? There's no real security here.
And there was like a folding table, basically. That was
literally a folding table.
Checking passports. We watched a guy just walk right by. He's like, nah, fuck, I don't have the time for this.
Yeah, he did. She's like, someone goes, hey, you got to go through security. And he's like, fuck it. And he just walked
by.
He just walked into Jamaica.
He looked at the rest of the crowd and he's like, am I supposed to go over there? And we're like, we don't know.
We're not really sure.
And he's like, I'm just going to go. And we're like, okay.
I'm just going to walk into Jamaica, see what happens.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck.
So
listen, we have one
through.
employee. She can't tackle a guy for security and make sure that my bag is getting off the plane.
So she parks the plane. Then she escorts us all into the one-room building. Then she checks all of our passports. And then she directs us to baggage carousel 1.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like, this is hilarious because there's not even a baggage carousel. There's just you.
And she's like, this is your bag, right? I'm like, yeah, it's me.
She's like, I checked your passport.
And the checking the passport was a funny thing. There was like this crazy kiosk where you had to just lay your passport flat and you put it on the screen, which we couldn't figure that out. We're so fucking dumb. And there's a digital camera that takes your picture. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? She's like,
I could not figure out how to use that.
Lay your passport flat, man. I'm like, okay, I think I did. And I was just pushing it in enough. And then so I look confused and drunk.
Well, yeah. So you
and
get
then it
this,
just takes your digital photo.
You get this receipt printed out that's like, Rob Kreider is now entering Jamaica. And we all did this except for that one guy. He just strolled past all of it.
To buy some ganja.
He was like, I flew carry-on. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. If you fly carry-on, you get to just walk through the digital screening and the folding table of the person security. You just grab your bag and go. So future reference, we're going to fly carry-on. Because the rest of us were waiting for baggage carousel 1.
From gate 1, terminal 1. From the one flight of the day.
So you get this like receipt printed out and it's like a picture of you now and it says Rob Kreider is entering Jamaica and it gives like the dates you're entering and the dates you're leaving. And it's cool. It's like for the scrapbook, keepsake.
Well, mine's not that cool.
But neither one of us could figure out how to navigate this fucking machine. And she's so busy unloading the luggage off the plane that she can't help us. So the picture of you.
The digital photograph that you get where you look confused into the fucking digital camera. It looks scary.
My picture, like if a picture could say 1,000 words, my picture would just say like, what the fuck? Where do I put what? Oh shit. Oh, that's the picture of me. Oh, God damn it. Like that's what my picture says.
This thing they print you don't use it. It goes nowhere. It's like a waste of fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why do I need this? Am I going to go through real security? Like, no, just get in the fucking bus. Get the fuck out of here.
You used it because you're looking at your printout. This poor woman is trying to check passports at her folding table. She's trying to unload our luggage off the plane. Guys are just running off because they flew carry-on. Whatever.
She also looked at me. She's like, "Man, your bitch wife brought fucking 1,000-pound bag. This is the heaviest fucking bag."
So you're standing there looking at your little like receipt printout, and we both are, and we're just like, oh God, these are awful pictures of us. But then you say in like your loudest voice, I look like a fucking terrorist in this picture. I'm a terrorist, man. I'm coming into Jamaica, man, like a terrorist.
I didn't know Timothy McVeigh had a cousin.
Yeah, and I'm like,
But apparently it's me.
they're not going to let you in. You're like, what are you doing? And then you're just like, hey, it's all right. No one's looking at these fucking pictures anyways.
Jamaica, man.
So there we went from the very smallest airport on the planet
Yes.
right out to the largest shuttle bus for 2 people.
Yeah, so they brought in a bus for 50 people.
And we met Hudson.
Hudson's like, Rob and Sara, going to Moon Palace? I'm like, yep. He's like, let's go. I'm like, well, I mean, we're the first off the plane, so we'll wait for everybody else. He's like, nobody else, man. Let's go.
What was so great about all of this, though, I was so nervous about going to Jamaica
True.
because Jamaica is a level 3 travel advisory.
Level 3, y'all.
Level 3.
And I didn't even know that was a thing until you started doing some like State Department research.
Yeah.
And then you said, should we go to Jamaica? It's level 3.
So there's 4 levels.
Okay.
Jamaica's level 3.
So level 4 would be like wartime Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Don't go. Like,
Yeah.
strongly advise you not to go.
Step off a plane, stand on a landmine.
So level 3 is
Just a little bit behind that.
yeah, it's reconsider travel.
Reconsider your travel.
Yeah, just
I love that. It's such a fine way to say it.
yeah.
They don't say don't go. They're like, you could go. Or you could reconsider
Or you
going.
can reconsider.
Because we will not save you. So they said, listen, they're very specific. They're like, here's the deal, man. We have an American embassy in Jamaica, man. And if you get fucked up there and you're in these different parts of Jamaica,
We won't come and get you.
we will not send American people from the embassy to grab you.
Yeah. So
You're
it,
fucked.
Not only did it say reconsider travel, but it was like reconsider travel. And if you go to these places and you need rescuing, we're not coming
We
to
are
get
not
you.
coming. We
American
gave you the
embassy
full warning at a time.
employees are not allowed to go here.
We can't guarantee the safety of our embassy workers to get your dumb ass who went to the stupidest place in Jamaica. So we highly recommend you reconsider not going there, motherfucker. And then they said, oh, by the way, also your health insurance isn't covered.
Well, yeah. Okay. So that was the thing is when I really started to dive deep into this travel advisory and I learned about these levels. So there's 2 reasons why they tell you to reconsider travel to Jamaica. The first one is that the Jamaican murder rate is the highest murder rate in the world. Not like in the Caribbean, not like in the Western Hemisphere, in the world.
Welcome to Jamaica, man.
You might get murdered.
We do the murder, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing about murder. It's so fucking funny on this podcast. Murder, man.
Because you're sick, because you've been desensitized.
25 years of high patrol.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of dead bodies.
Everyone knows this about cops. You guys are fucking desensitized, unempathetic pricks.
Nothing is funnier than a dead body.
Yeah. So I've learned so much about the murder rate. Like people are like, oh, you travel, you must learn so much stuff. I'm like, it turns out I do.
I learned how to say man.
Yeah. I learned about the murder rate. So the way that they measure the murder rate is that they do murders per 100,000 people.
Okay.
Okay. Jamaica, the last like 5 or 6 years, over 1,000 people have been murdered there a year. Last year it was like 1,300 people. That's a shit ton of people murdered. I mean, that's like 4 people per day murdered. Then they compare it to the population, right? But people don't understand big fucking numbers. So in Jamaica, 1,300 people out of about 2.8 million people were murdered. The way they break down the murder rate is they make it all a denominator of 100,000.
Murders per 100,000.
Exactly. So in Jamaica, it's about 60 people per 100,000 people murdered, which when you're sitting in your California apartment and you're planning your travel, you're like, I don't know. Is that a big fucking number?
Those are fucking pretty good odds in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Of
We're
not
gonna
getting
fucking
murdered.
killed, yeah.
Right. Because that's the 99,940
40
people not getting murdered. Anyways, I decided to compare it to some United States numbers, right?
Oh, good.
Turns out St. Louis, where we've been twice.
That's where Budweiser makes the beer.
Yeah, no, and I just went there without ever even looking at a travel advisory. You know what I mean? Like there was no part of me ever that was like, is it safe to travel to St. Louis? I just fucking booked it.
Like, let's go to St. Louis.
Yeah, I'm like, St. Louis, Missouri? That's where the Cardinals play?
Add to cart.
Let's fucking go. You know what their murder rate is?
I don't know what it is.
58.
58 per 100,000.
58 per
Damn,
100,000.
the fucking Cards fans.
So only 2 less
Jesus
people
Christ.
per 100,000 people get murdered in St. Louis than in Jamaica.
Probably a lot of drunk driving.
No, it's murder.
Well, you can have felony murder if you're, you've had 2 DUIs ahead of time and you go out and kill somebody. That's still a murder.
Okay, I thought that was like a manslaughter.
Let's just blame Anheuser-Busch.
Well, I'm just saying, when I started to put it in perspective and be like, turns out I've been to a lot of places where the murder rate is between 50 and 60. Jamaica,
Yeah.
I survived.
We went to St. Louis twice. We weren't murdered.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck it. Let's go to Jamaica.
Well, and I also started to like really think about math and
Yeah, man.
statistics. And me having a background hand in math makes me an advanced thinker about
Oh,
this.
geez. I didn't realize you're an advanced thinker.
Well, the way they get the murder rate is they compare the murders to the population.
Oh, but the population for Jamaica is really flexible because their number one import is
Tourists. Their number one import is us,
Yeah,
tourists.
tourists.
But when they do the murder rate, they only compare it to the population of Jamaica, citizens of Jamaica.
Ah, gotcha.
So us not being citizens of Jamaica,
Exempt from murder.
exactly, we're not calculated into the murder rate.
Right. So if someone's about to shoot you, you're like, whoa, bud, I'm a tourist.
Yeah, no, really. Again, this takes advanced thinking to get through the stats.
Well, the funny part is Hudson said, yeah, man, listen, we're not going to harm you, man. We need tourism. No one's going to fuck with the tourist.
I forgot that's where I was going with all of this. The reason that it was like so awesome to fly into Ian Fleming and just be the two
Have
of
our
us.
private bus.
And yeah, is because so I have all this fear about traveling there, and we get off the plane, and right away, police are like, "Are you Sara?" And I was like, "Shit." I am. No, this is real. This happened.
Totally.
You went and took a piss. There's 3 Jamaican police officers. And they're like, "You're Miss Critter?" I'm like, "Yeah, Critter." And they're like, "It's Sara?" "Yeah, let's go with first names. I'm Sara." And they're like, "Hudson's bringing the bus around to pick you up." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, my husband's a cop. He's never been this nice to anybody.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, are we getting like the law enforcement hookup? Like, what is happening here? And then I was like, well, my husband's in the bathroom. Will Hudson wait? Like, I guess there's like a big group of us going. And they're like, no, I think old Hudson said it's just going to be the 2 of you going over to Moon Palace and Ocho Rios. But
You guys are in room 415, room 2510.
he's bringing the bus around, Sara. And I'll tell him to wait for Rob. And I'm just like, this feels so secure. And then Hudson gets off the bus. He's like, Sara? I'm like, wow. I just don't think that if you were going to murder me, that we would be on this first name basis, that it would be so documented with these police officers
for
and
sure.
everyone. And I feel really, really, really safe despite all of my fears in coming here.
He was like, look, I'm sure you read a lot of things, man. This is fucking dangerous, man. He's like, you're a tourist. We need tourism.
But
You're not going to kill you.
Again, he said those things. He just didn't say them that way. You're 35% accurate. They don't add man to everything. They don't say like, pass the salt, man. Oh, you're a tourist, man. They don't do that. He told us, yeah, man. No,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Respect, man. Iron man.
For sure, man.
The other reason for the travel advisory, we've nailed down the murder rate. I have bragged about my math talents.
Yeah, we're fine. We're going to be fine.
I called myself
We haven't been killed yet. We're
advanced
still
in
here,
math. I would like to add another adjective. Very sophisticated in my mathematical reasoning.
Look at you. Big brain on Sara.
Exactly. So I hammered that all out and I'm like, okay, we're safe to go. Then I kept reading the travel advisory and I got down like a little farther. And they're like, besides the murder rate, if you get hurt, it's going to cost between $30,000 and $50,000. Like, what kind of hurt are we talking about? Like,
I'm traveling with a guy who likes to get hurt a lot.
well, I'm traveling with a guy who hurts my feelings like, every 9 minutes. It's going to be really expensive. What
No, man.
kind of hurt are we talking about? So if you get hospitalized here, okay, first of all, you don't want to be hospitalized here because the care is not the care that you are used to in the United States.
Kind of like the airport security is not like I'm used to.
Exactly, man. Oh, Jesus. Now I'm doing it too.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. So you don't want to get hospitalized here. Your insurance isn't accepted here. So you're going to get care you're not used to, and you're going to pay, it's like a bazillion times more. There's that sophisticated math reasoning. You're going to pay
bazillion.
$30,000 to $50,000 for care here if you get hospitalized. Now, the alternative is you can get airlifted out of here back to the United States where they take your insurance.
If you survive the fucking flight.
Well, guess how much the flight cost? $30,000 to $50,000.
So I think the goal is not to get hurt.
Right, but I'm traveling with you. So I'm like, okay, I don't think we're going to get murdered. But I'm like, I don't know. I was in fucking DC with this motherfucker a few months ago, and he had to go to the urgent care because his back hurt.
Why are we actually in Jamaica? I mean, it's a crazy place, and I love it, and I highly recommend going to Ocho Rios. But how did we get here, Mrs. Kreider? Would you like to tell us?
There's 2 reasons we're here. I'll tell the first reason.
Okay.
You tell the second one.
Because the ganja?
So some of our Facebook friends,
Careful if you friend us on Facebook.
they learned a really valuable lesson.
They learned the hard way.
If you put your travel plans on Facebook,
And they look cool.
we'll join you. Uninvited. We'll just
Invited join up.
join you.
Yeah.
So my friend from elementary school.
No, actually, it's your friend's sister's cousin.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
When I say friends on Facebook and we might show up, if you're going to a tropical paradise and they serve rum and we see it on Facebook and you are our friend from second grade sister's cousin, we're going to fucking show show up.
Yeah, exactly.
And we fucking did.
We did.
Yeah, man.
I didn't call them on their personal phones and say, hey.
We don't have their personal phone numbers.
Exactly.
We're not that good of friends.
Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. I used the Facebook Messenger app and I messaged them.
Yeah, man. Good job, Mark.
I said, hey, you remember me? I'm thinking about coming to Jamaica. You know Rob. You've met him.
Once.
Plenty of a handful of times. We're here joining you in Jamaica. Woohoo! Let's go. We'll meet you there.
We crashed their party.
So that was the first reason that we were there. The second reason, though, is because we also had like this other like financial incentive.
Oh, that's right. So we were at Crash My Playa last year, Luke Bryant, at Moon Palace in Cancun. And when you enjoy your whole week there, enjoying some great pop country music, as you go to leave, there you have to get through these two barriers to get on the bus. There is a one last bar for your last free drink before you leave Mexico.
Yes.
And you fucking get that drink. You're like,
well, it's
my
barrier.
last free drink.
It really is. They're just like, can we give you one more drink before you go?
It's a rolling bar. They put it in front of you. No matter how you walk through this building, they're like, whoa, there's a bar in front of you. You want one more drink?
Una más cervezas. I'm like,
tequila.
You don't have
senor.
to bend my arm.
Tequila, senor. I'm like, I do like tequila. They're like, last free one. You already paid for it. I'm like, give me a double, bro. So no mon shit there. I do the double tequila, and then we go past that barrier, and then in front of us is the most magnificent man.
Oh, yeah. The most handsome man.
He is gorgeous.
And he's holding an iPad.
Yeah. And he's like, did you enjoy your time here?
So he is holding an iPad, and we are each holding our last two free drinks as we're leaving the all-inclusive resort. And he does say,
You guys have a good time? We did. He goes, did you enjoy the Moon Palace
Yes, we did.
facility? I'm like, fuck yeah, we did, dude. Like, we definitely did. He's like, let me make you an offer you can't refuse. Now, our normal go-to on this is go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not buying your timeshare. I'm not doing this shit. Fuck you. But then he said, listen, for just $300 now, which is the right number for us.
you actually heard all of that?
Yeah. Well, you're looking at his beautiful eyes. He's like, for $300 now, you can go anywhere in the fucking world, one of our other Moon Palace resorts. We have them fucking everywhere. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
And I was like, will you be there?
So then we had this like voucher to go anywhere we wanted to.
Sitting in
Just
my
sitting
email.
in your email, about 18 months to renew
The
it.
email was addressed to Dear
It took us 11
sucker.
months. Dear sucker bet. Would you like to go to any Moon Palace?
Do you realize that we paid $300 for a fucking coupon?
It was great.
When you just decide like, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just go all in. We've got some random Facebook friends we can meet there. It ended up being quite the savings.
In the end, it wasn't a sucker bet. This was a great deal.
But there was a clock on it, and the clock was like, you have to use it before July. So I was like, okay,
which is easy for us because we ain't got shit to do.
Yeah. Here's where the sucker bet got like exponentially more of a sucker bet, though, is that my Facebook friends, they were going for 7 days. So they got there a couple days before us, and they posted pictures of their ocean view rooms.
Oh, yeah. We did get a little upsold there.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn.
Those look nice.
Those ocean view rooms look pretty fucking good.
I mean, I'm looking at it from out my window right now. It's fucking sick.
We go.
I'm seeing the Caribbean, man.
We go to check in with our coupon, and they're like, oh, we see that you booked the coupon rate.
Yeah, we have a special room for you.
She's across the desk, and she's kind of judging me, and you're telling her, like, yeah, man.
Rum, man.
And she's like, yeah, bro, listen.
Listen, dude.
Your view, she's like, let me break it down to you in California terms. Dude, your view fucking sucks. You got the coupon view. And I was like, no. I've already seen on Facebook my newest best friends in the whole wide world.
They have Ocean View.
They have Ocean View. And she's like, would you like to be upgraded? And then she doesn't even tell you a cost. She's just like, you want me to put it on the American Express?
The whole trip was $300. So yeah, upgrade me.
Yeah. And I was
Let's
like,
fucking do it.
well, no, the coupon was $300.
I don't like to get convoluted in all the
exactly.
details.
So-
you know me, I'm your passenger princess. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I drank rum all the way to the scariest airport in the world.
You are my passenger princess, because you're like, this costs nothing. Just hand her the little plastic square
the
that
little
you
card.
hand to people, and they
Use that magic card.
exactly. Cool shit.
Make all the
happens.
problems go away. I don't want problems. I want Ocean View. I want no problems right now. I want rum. I want Ocean View.
So yes, our coupon view ended up, we upgraded to an Ocean View, and I kept telling them the entire time we were.
We got the top floor.
I keep telling
We're on
them
the 15th
the
floor.
entire time we're in Jamaica. I keep looking at our friends and saying, like, you fuckers posted your view. I got to keep up with the Joneses. Listen, though, I do say that this as a warning. If you are social media friends with us, you post your plans on social media, we'll fucking show up. But we showed up, and oh my gosh. So they already had other friends here.
Yeah.
So we have new friends upon
big
new
group.
friends upon new. Yeah, we got here, and I was was kind of like, okay, we crashed your party.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I was like being like a little timid, a little standoffish.
We just rolled in heavy.
And then like there's this like brand new, wonderful, beautiful woman I've never even met before. She's just like, well, I added you to the dinner reservations.
They did.
I was like, my God, this
The first
is
night, like, hey, we got
fantastic.
dinner reservations. Let's go. Oh, shit.
We've met a whole group and they're all amazing and I love them all. And all this has done is encouraged us to stalk our other social media friends.
Anybody got any Caribbean plans? Maybe Hawaii?
Exactly. To
You're
all
looking at
corners
south
of the
France.
world.
Yeah, Australia.
And now that I know that
Fiji.
the whole travel advisory thing is bullshit,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll fucking follow you anywhere.
So far, I haven't had the chance to go to the hospital.
Oh, but dude, if we were going to go to the hospital, it was going to be fucking yesterday.
Even though we don't want to go to the hospital, and I'm hospital prone.
$30,000 to $50,000.
You're like, hey, I have an excursion for us. Oh, what's it called? Is it the rum tasting? And you said, no, we're going to get on a catamaran and go to the Dunn's River Falls.
First of all, I was like, we're not going to do any fucking excursions. We're not leaving campus because
Yeah.
I read the travel
Stay on the
advisory.
property.
Stay on the property. Hudson and the shuttle told us as long as you're tourists, you're
We
safe.
won't murder you, Mom.
Exactly. So we were going to stay on property.
Yeah, man.
But then, just like our friends blabbed on Facebook that they were going to Jamaica, I started blabbing on Facebook that I was going to Jamaica. And everyone was like, make sure you do Dunn's River Falls, Dunn's River Falls, So I was like, I don't think we're going to leave property. But enough people told me, no, bitch, go to Dunn's River Falls. So
Get on a boat, man.
we went to go book the excursion and they said, you can take a shuttle bus to Dunn's River Falls or you can take a catamaran. And you said, I'm not getting on that fucking bus.
I'm not driving on the wrong side of the road anymore.
Exactly.
The right side of the road is the right side. The wrong side of the road is the left side. It scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I was a hybrid home for 25 years. Driving on the wrong side of the road in Jamaica is fucking harrowing
You
as
said,
shit.
I will not respect your laws here and
fucking-
and ride because you're not even driving. I will not ride in a bus
I
where
was
they
backseat
abide by
driving.
the rules and they drive on the right side of the road for them. I'm just gonna chip away at them from the back. You're driving on the wrong
They
side
don't
of the
even
road,
have
man.
a white painted line in the fucking roads here. It is scary as shit. I love Jamaica. I love the weather. I love the people. Do not like traveling on fucking roads here. So fucking scary.
So when they said, okay, we'll just put you on a catamaran and sail you over
I'm
there.
like, a catamaran? Fucking sold. I love a catamaran. My best ever days in my life have been on catamarans.
Exactly. So we've done a lot of catamaran snorkel excursions.
Yes. All of them have been great.
Here I am in the back of my mind. It's saying, you're doing a good job. You're not going off campus like in a
You're
shuttle
avoiding
bus.
the roads.
You're probably not going to get murdered. But then the back of my mind is also like, but you want to make sure you stay out of the hospital because it's $30,000 to $50,000. So I'm getting on the boat
Which we don't got.
and they're not counting us.
No.
Every catamaran boat ride we've ever gone on, they count you on, they count you off.
They didn't really check a ticket or a reservation, nothing. They
No.
just said, sign this form. If you die, you die. And then get on the catamaran. And there was nobody really checking. So if you fall off this catamaran or you go out and snorkel for a bit, you don't get back on, no one will fucking know. The catamaran will leave you and you will drown
So
in the
I
Caribbean.
just climbed on the catamaran, didn't think anything of it. And then I'm sitting there, I'm getting all comfy. I got my sunscreen on.
We got a whole big group of friends.
Exactly. Our new group of friends. So fucking fantastic. And you look at me and you go, they didn't count us on, right? They have no fucking idea who's on this boat.
They do not know how many people are on this boat or how many people are going to get off this boat or who dies in the ocean.
So I was like, oh, that's nerve wracking. I'm like, but every single person I know on Facebook who's ever gone to Jamaica, they suggested I take this excursion. So it must be safe.
It's got to be safe.
So we catamaran over there. About halfway through, they drop an anchor. They're like, hey, before we get to Dunn's River Falls, do you want to snorkel? Everyone gets off the boat to snorkel. You said again, are they paying attention to how many people got off the boat to snorkel? And you're just like, dude, we're going to get fucking left here.
No, at the end of the weekend, they're like, we're missing a set of fins and goggles.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. We're missing a tourist.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie, Open Water?
No, I was definitely thinking that. I'm like, stay close to the boat, yo.
Well, I did. So I was like, you go snorkel. I'm going to drop my ass off the back of the boat, take a real quick pee into the Caribbean. I'll keep an eye on the boat. I'll keep an eye on you. I'll make sure everyone gets back on. So I was doing a head
You were
count.
counting.
Yeah.
Well, you're
I-
the mathematician.
Yeah, I was. I was like, okay, there are 32 tourists in the water right now.
10 of them are our group.
We're going to make sure 32 tourists get back on. So then we get to Dunn's River Falls.
I wanted to say the fucking snorkeling there was gorgeous. It was the clearest water most beautiful coral reef. You saw all these crazy fish. We had a guide, and he was feeding the fish in the water.
No, you saw all this. I didn't see any of this.
Just surrounded us.
I was just hanging off the boat.
The most
peeing.
beautiful, colorful fish. You're just like, this is just absolute paradise. I hope I don't die.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that. That sounds awesome. I didn't do it because I can't fucking see, dude.
Yeah, you're too blind.
No, I don't know who all these adults are that they just take their glasses off in the boat and then they put masks on and they can just fucking see. I'm just like, that must be nice.
Must be nice, bro.
So we get to Dunn's River Falls finally. They park the boat. They're like, okay, get off. You're going to go climb these falls. And you can't see the falls.
I had an inkling that things were going to be rough at Dunn's River because every catamaran I've ever been on, drinks come flying out quick. This particular catamaran, they said, we're going to do rum drinks after the fucking falls.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
I
you know who
really?
was super pissed
I'm like,
off
you
about
guys
that?
don't even care about security or safety. Where's the fucking rum? And they go, after the falls, then you get rum.
Yeah, no, I was super pissed. I was like, you don't even know how many people are on this fucking boat. You don't even know if everyone got
Suddenly
back
we
on
can't
the
have
boat,
rum?
and I can't have rum?
Hide the rum? This is bullshit.
I counted. You left 5 snorkelers back at the reef.
4
But
people have already drowned.
I can't have
A fucking
some
shot?
rum punch? Like what?
Fucking rum punch. Make it light. So I was like, okay, this is what I call the early red flag. I'm like, okay, what's this excursion we're doing?
That was your early red flag.
No, we're not serving rum. That's weird.
Well, my early red flag was when we were laying in our hotel bed that morning. I was like, what are we doing today? What's this?
What is this excursion?
So I tried to get some information about it. Like, where do I go? What time does it start? The only information I could get was bring your water shoes from the hotel.
What
and I was
water
like,
shoes? What's a water shoe?
yeah, I was like, my flip flops? Like, what? So I kept reading and I'm Googling and
My
I'm
New
just like,
Balance?
what? What do I need? Like,
What is a water shoe?
what is, yeah. And it doesn't say anything.
And they keep
else.
saying bring it from the hotel like it's a thing. You just walk up and get them.
Yeah. So I said to you, like, hey, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we fucking signed up for
What
today.
the fuck are we doing?
We're getting on a catamaran. I hope we can drink some rum. The only thing it says bring water shoes. We don't have any water shoes. Thankfully, you got off your ass and you went down to the gift shop and you bought us a couple of pairs of water shoes for the low price of $40
per shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I felt pretty good about. I was like, you know what? We'll do it.
Yeah. So
The drinks are free.
we're sitting on this boat. We've already lost 4 snorkelers and they're not giving us any rum, but damn it, we have our water shoes. So we put our stupid water shoes on. And when they park the boat, you still can't see the river falls.
No, it's a mystery what you're going to.
Oh, yeah. And then you get off the boat and they say, do you want to do the dry walk or the wet walk? And you're just like, I don't know where I'm walking. I don't know what any of this means.
Where is the
What?
rum? Where is the ganja?
Everyone is signing up for the wet walk. And I'm just like, again, I don't know what this means, whatever. And they're like, wet walk to the right, dry walk to the left. And I'm like, dude, I just have to pee. Before we do whatever walk we're doing, I have to pee because I've got like the anxious bladder. So they go, okay, you go over there and you go to the bathroom. Well, on my way to the bathroom, I finally get a glimpse of the Dunn's River Falls. And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh,
And
fuck.
I just see trains of people. And the reason I say trains of people is because what they do is they put 20 people together and they make you hold hands and you basically like climb up a fucking waterfall, 20 people deep. And it's a ginormous fucking waterfall. So the first thing I was like, well, thank God I have these water shoes.
These $10 a shoe water shoe.
And then I thought, dude, I got to take a quick leak and then I got to run back there and I got to tell Rob, go to the left because we're going to do the dry walk. I don't want any part of this dangerous ass fucking wet walk.
No, man.
So no one else can see it. I see it. I'm just like, oh,
See, ignorance is bliss. I didn't see it. I'm just like, where are we going?
yeah.
Is the rum up here?
And you're just like, where's my wife? She better hurry up and come back from the bathroom for
Because
this
I'll leave her.
wet walk.
I don't give a fuck.
So I would
Is
like
she still snorkeling?
run to the bathroom. I come back.
Am I going to come back a widow?
You're last in line. I see all these people
I'm
holding
last in line
hands.
'cause I'm waiting for you.
But everyone's
'Cause I
holding
love
hands.
you.
And you guys haven't seen it yet. So you guys are all doing this like loose hand hold thing. You know what I mean? You guys are just like, I don't think anything's going to. Why are we holding hands? Like, are we in kindergarten? Like, what? But I know. And I see you. And you're just like looking at me. You've dropped the hand in front of you so you can put both hands up and look at me like, where the fuck were you? Why did it take you so long? I'm like, dude, hold his fucking hand.
Grab that man's hand. It's for survival.
We gotta go up this fucking waterfall.
And it's funny because they were doing that whole thing. It was like 20 in a row. And it's just like, it's me and this really tall guy. He's like, I'll hold your hand if you want. I'm like, we're fine, bro. It's good. What are we fucking doing here? We fucking 6 years old. Just 30 seconds later, I was holding on to his hand for dear life.
Because we're at the end of the chain gang up the waterfall. Anytime we slow down, anytime that the group is going too slow because like 7 people fell to their death or something like that, the guide who's at the front, and the guide is like magical. He can like walk on water. You know what I mean? He's just running up the waterfalls.
And whistling and using grunts and screaming at us the whole time.
The guide comes back to the back and he's like, I got to hurry this back up. You know what I mean?
And that's you and me.
Yeah. And so he just grabs me and he's like, lady, come on, lady.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Take my hand. Let's go, lady. And I'm just like, I can't go any faster. I want to go back to the boat.
So to be clear what this is a 600-foot waterfall in Jamaica where there's a travel-free advisory and no fucking health insurance. It's the slipperiest rocks in the world with rushing water coming at you, and you're trying to climb up it. There's clear water everywhere except this river. So when you step into it, you don't know if you're going to fall 60 feet and swim, or you run into a rock, or this is the one that's going to smash your shin. You really don't know what you've got going on. A lot of confusion.
Yes.
You really want to go at your own pace. And whatever pace you want, it's either going to be too slow or too fast. So either you're being drugged into a fucking river by the guide.
And you're not the only group of 20 in a chain gang.
75 groups of 20, all holding hands.
And they're all trying to cross each other. So it's like a really, really, really bad, horrible game of Red Rover. Send Sara on over.
And this is not Disneyland, y'all. This is not if you don't like this ride, step off here. This is you either fucking fall to your death or get to the top. That is your choices.
If you don't like
choose
this
your
ride,
own adventure.
You just hold on tighter to the hand in front of you, the stranger in front of you. I just, with every step with my new water shoes, just gripped my toes and my little rubber soled water shoes to that rock like
and
so tight. And I was like $30,000 to $50,000 is what will cost if you get
up the mountain. You thought, I've never loved my husband more. He bought me these stupid water shoes. Because if it had been up to you, you'd have been like, I'm just gonna take my flip flops.
It's also because the guide kept pulling me because I'm the last one. He kept pulling me, lady, come on. And so he basically pulls me so fucking fast.
Yeah, I'm on
up the waterfall. Now I'm like the new leader. He's just like, this is how I do it. I just bring you up from the rear and you're the new leader. So I have him in front of me.
That's him just managing people. He's like, look, I can't trust you. You're too slow.
He's hurting
now
cat.
You're in front.
So you follow me up to the front.
Because most of the time with the falls, I had 2 hands on your ass. I was just pushing you up the mountain.
That's what I was going to tell you, is that I end up in the front with the guide literally ripping my shoulder out of the socket. Like the entire pace of the whole group of 20 is on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And so he's dragging me up. Although it was super scary, but also in hindsight, I was like, thank God he just pulled me up the falls. But then I had you, one hand on each ass cheek, just pushing. And I'm just like, dude, are you fucking perving out on me when we're about to die?
Always am. I'm like, if the last thing that happens to me is I have my hands on my wife's beautiful ass, best day ever. But I knew when we get to the top of these falls, it's rum time. The rum is up here. Let's get the fucking rum. Let's get back on the catamaran and drink the fucking rum.
The rum was not at the top of the falls. They didn't count us on the way up and they didn't count us on the way down. He just kept yelling, is everyone in my group here? And he says, if you're here, say yaman. And we were like, yaman.
It's hard to yell when you're at the bottom of a reef.
But I was also like, dude, this sounds like about 15 yamans. And I swear we started with 22. So he followed us down to the boat and I said, is it rum time? And he's like,
rum time, baby.
And then it was fucking rum time and it was fun as shit.
So speaking of rum, what are you drinking right now?
Mango Absolute with club soda.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I can tell you what I'm drinking. Rum punch. But my rum punch is more strong than everyone else's man because I get a very specific rum called Ray and his nephew.
Yeah, man.
We think it's Ray and his nephew.
Well, because everyone says Ray and his nephew.
But that's the funny part. It's just called Ray and nephew.
So everyone just corrects it.
It's not even like Ray's nephew. It's like Ray and nephew.
Oh, that's funny.
I call it Ray and his nephew.
Because Hudson told us to drink Ray and his nephew.
On the bottom of this fucking bottle, it's very clear about what it is. It's a white rum from Jamaica. And they say, quote, overproof rum. Overproof. Guaranteed full strength. And I want to tell you, it is for sure over strength and overproof and insane. When I drink it, you don't even want to be around me. You hate me.
Well, because it smells like a distillery. Hudson told us, drink Ray and his nephew. You order it the first drink. And thank God you went in front of me. Because I was going to do it too. I was like, I'm told Ray and his nephew is the best rum.
Yeah, man. Ray and his nephew, man.
They passed that cup across the bar to you. And my eyes started watering.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
And I was just like, oh.
This shit will fuck you up, man.
Gosh. And then I was just like, I'll just have the house rum. Like, please tell me it's not that, you know? And they're like, oh, no. No, my lady, that's
I've had
not.
Ray and nephew everywhere.
Yeah. And you've stunk like a distillery. You've stunk like a dispensary.
I have smoked a fair amount of ganja here.
You have stumbled into the hotel room, fallen into bed every single night. Every single night you've come at me. You're like, yeah, man, when are we going to have the sex, man, in Jamaica, man? I'm just like, you're fucking up the language. Never. We're never going to have sex in Jamaica. You smell like a fucking distillery.
You've been a bit closed for business.
Yeah.
In these all-inclusive resorts like Moon Palace, you don't have to pay for anything. It's all fucking free. And we've been eating our faces off. And that segues to the story. The story is called Kill That Calorie, published in the Santa Maria Sun, March 27, 2003, about the fact that you know the exact amount of calories in a single Skittle, and you're amazing at that dieting thing. But when we're at these all-inclusive resorts, we're not really amazing at dieting because the food is fucking fantastic. The teppanyaki was good. The Italian food was good. Everything was good. The Jamaican jerk was good.
We went down to the buffet this morning, and first they clarify, like, table for two. Yes.
Yeah, man.
What room number? And we tell them. And then they say, any special diet? And I was like, yes, I've been eating everything. That's my special diet on this particular trip is if you put it in front of me, I eat it.
I'm allergic to water. I need rum.
Yeah. So that story, I don't even know who that chick is.
That story is 21 years old.
This chick has just been eating all of the things.
And we've been up and down the scale. I would say at the beginning of 2025, we're up on the scale, enjoying our lives. We're at the
I'm not up on any scale. I refuse to stand up on a scale.
I'm not standing any fucking scales.
Yeah.
The other thing about these all-inclusive resorts is it's all free, so you have to decide, like, am I going to get my wallet out and tip?
I mean, it's not free. We paid for it on the front end.
Well, I like to think of things as free. When you get drunk on rum and you're like, yeah, man, free.
Yeah,
free,
they just invited me here because I have such a great personality.
So one of our Facebook friends we joined this trip was your second grade friend's sister's cousin, Mike. And so Mike, he was a server before, so he's working the service industry. So every time I lay down a couple bucks at the bar, Mike is over-tipped me. He's like, no, bro, I was a server. So he's over-tipping. I was like, fuck, I'm not tipping enough. And I thought I was a pretty good tipper, you know? That was day one. We went to the Loud Bar and we got fucking housed in Jamaica. And we smoked a lot of ganja with Mike. So then the next day, I'm kind of looking for Mike because he's got the lead. Like, he seems like he's the big pimpin' daddy here in Jamaica. He knows how to tip. Everybody loves Mike. Everybody knows Mike, right? Well, then Mike's like, yeah, man, I got to go to the ATM, but the ATM's out of money. He's like, because I took all the money out of it yesterday. I tipped everybody out. I'm like, oh shit, you know? So then everywhere we go, Mike keeps saying, yeah, I'll take some fucking Raina's nephew, hook up my boy, blah, blah, blah. And then he reaches in his pocket. He's like, are you going to be here tomorrow? He's like, I'll get you later. I got to go to the ATM. I'm like, okay, yeah. So then what I found out after a few days here in Jamaica is that Mike has debts all over this fucking island. Mike owes a lot of tips to the people of Jamaica.
He's paying it on the front end.
Well, I didn't mean to talk shit about Mike. I know he'll laugh about that. But listen, it's super funny. And yeah, listen, tip your folks, man. Take care of the folks, man. So this episode was sponsored by Rum and Ganja in Jamaica. International episode. Welcome to season 2 of Stories and Cocktails. Thank you, Mrs. Kreider, for hanging out with me another whole season of partying across the world and having a good time. Let's raise a glass and drink some rum in Jamaica, man. Cheers.
And that was Last Call. You did it. You survived an episode of Stories and Cocktails. But did Rob or Sarah's liver survive the show? I don't know. Tune into the next episode to find out, to enjoy some more stories and some more cocktails. By the way, if you want to support the debauchery of the show, then buy the hosts their next round by Venmoing a couple of gold doubloons at Stories and Cocktails. Back in the day, a gold doubloon was only $4 Spanish. Who knew? Well, folks, I'll be right here behind the bar, cleaning the glassware and awaiting your return to the Stories and Cocktails podcast. Cheerio, friends.
If you enjoy hearing Rob Kreider's different humor columns here on the Stories and Cocktails podcast, then I promise you will love his novel, Cadet Blues. Cadet Blues is Rob's hilarious tell-all about desperately trying to survive the shock and awe boot camp-style training at the California Highway Patrol Academy. People from all different walks of life have come to love this book because Cadet Blues is simply a crazy good read. Heartfelt, inspiring, and damn funny. It's available in paperback through Amazon, eBay, or cadetblues.com, where you can get free shipping and a personalized autographed book. Or you can download a digital copy of Cadet Blues from Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, or Apple iBooks. Do yourself a favor and check out the novel, Cadet Blues.